Okay, so last time we saw how to use Docker on our local computer. Now we're going to take the same files and move them up to AWS and get it to run on AWS. So let me just quickly remind you of the files that we have. And so here we are. I'm in lecture 6. And we've got a number of files that we developed. Here I'm using test0.js. That's this file, which basically we're loading Express. We're setting up it to listen on port 8080. And here on this default route, I'm just going to calculate a random number and send it back to the browser as my lucky number is whatever number is calculated. Okay, so we need to make sure that port 8081 is available. We also created a Docker file. So this is what we used. We're going to build Node. So we're going to get a Docker image of Node, and we're going to copy our package.json. So this is basically looking at the dependencies. We've got Express is going to be loaded, and in our scripts we're going to start a node running on test0.js. So that's the file we just looked at. And finally we need a Docker compose, and we're going to build a service, a web service, and we're going to make sure that we map port 8081 on the machine to port 8081 on Docker container, and we're going to start up that. This version 3 actually on AWS, we need to make sure it's 2. Okay, so make sure you save that as 2. Okay, so then what I did was I just made a file test0 that contains test0.js, package.json, Docker compose, YAML, and Docker file. Okay, so we're going to move those up to the machine that we've built. Let's go and take a look at the machine that we've built. And here is the machine. I made sure on this that port 8081 was available. If you're not sure, then you can just check your machine. You can view under security groups inbound rules. Let me move this up so you can see it on the screen. So this gives us the rules, and if we scroll down, we'll see that port 8081 is available. Okay, so we made sure on the AWS machine we've got 8081 that matches where we're going to run our server. Now what we do is we're going to run SSH to communicate from our local machine to this machine. So I need to know what the global DNS is. So it's this. So we copy that, and then we go to our machine and okay, I'm already on the machine. And if I do ls-l, I've copied up test0.zip. Again, just in case you've forgotten how to do that, on your local machine, you need to do a secure copy. Yep, so we unzip test0.zip. So already I've done that, and we've got all our files here, and we're exposing 8081. Okay, so that's our Docker file, and if we look at our YAML file here, yeah, we've got that, and we've got port 8081. So we're ready to build. You need to make sure Docker is running, and if you haven't changed your security, you'll need to use sudo on Docker compose up. So I'd already loaded this. You'll actually see more loaded, but we've got it now listening on port 8081. So let me go here. This is the machine now that I can hit. And we hit it and we see my lucky number is 8. So we're now running on that remote machine. Okay, so now we know how to make Docker work on AWS. Okay, good.